Hale, Philippine Army.
Nine O First Infantry Brigade. Commander is Colonel Arsenio D. Sadural, Philippine Army.
For Visayas Command, we have the 62nd Infantry Battalion. Commander is Lieutenant Colonel William C. Pesase Jr., Philippine Army.
Three O Third Infantry Brigade. Commander is Brigadier General Orlando D. Edralin, Philippine Army.
The 43rd Infantry Battalion. Commander is Lieutenant Colonel Nacer D.O. Arrojo, Philippine Army.
Fifty-second Infantry Battalion. Commander is Lieutenant Colonel Rudyard E. Garcia, Philippine Army.
19th Infantry Battalion. Commander is Lieutenant Colonel Marvin A. Maragon, Philippine Army.
Seventy-fourth Infantry Battalion. Commander is Lieutenant Colonel Jose Roy Manuel N. Dizon, Philippine Army.
20th Infantry Battalion. Commander is Lieutenant Colonel Richard P. Villaflor, Philippine Army.
803rd Infantry Brigade. Commander is Brigadier General Efren Morados, Philippine Army.
'For Western Command, we have the 3rd Marine Brigade. Commander is Brigadier General Antonio G. Mangoroban Jr., Philippine Navy Marines. Joint Task Force PICAC, Commander is Brigadier General Antonio G. Mangoroban Jr., Philippine Navy Marines.
This time we'll have the Territorial Defense Operations streamers being awarded to the Philippine Navy and the Philippine Air Force units for exemplary performance in securing our borders and ensuring our nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
To start with, we have BRP Antonio Luna, FF 151, with the commanding officer, Captain Clyde B. Domingo, Philippine Navy.
BRP Conrado Yap, PS-39, commanding officer is Commander Renante H. Del Prado, Philippine Navy.
The 5th Fighter Wing Air Defense Command, with its wing commander, Brigadier General Leo A. Fontanilla, Philippine Air Force.
Five ATF Aircraft Control and Warning Wing, Air Defense Command, Philippine Air Force, with commander is Brigadier General Ronnie D. Petinglay, Philippine Air Force.
And the Tactical Operations Wing West, Philippine Air Force, commander is Brigadier General Eric Q. Escarcha, Philippine Air Force.
Congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you very much, His Excellency, to the Secretary of Defense, and to the Chief of Staff. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for all the awardees.
At this juncture, the guest of honor will be introduced by the Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., Department of National Defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos, Jr.
Before we proceed, will the troop commander give the order of Tikas Pahinga? Tikas! No! Kalukulan, Tikas. Pahinga. Thank you to the Secretary of National Defense, Gilbert Teodoro, for his kind introduction. Please, as you were, gentlemen. House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, the Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Most Reverend Oscar Jaime L. Florencio, the AFP Chief of Staff, General Romeo Brawner, and service commanders, officers, enlisted personnel, and civilian employees of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I extend to you my warmest greetings. I extend it to the officials, troops, and employees of the Armed Forces of the Philippines as we celebrate our 88th anniversary. I join the Filipino people in acknowledging the many contributions and sacrifices of the men and women of the AFP in order to secure our people and our state. As you continue to play a vital role in the government's various initiatives, it is my fervent hope that your institution will remain relentless in countering lawless elements that intend to sow fear and distrust amongst our people. You have become crucial, as in the past years, the Philippines has found itself in the middle of geopolitical developments and tensions that could potentially cause regional insecurity or endanger people's lives and livelihoods. But despite the many attempts at provocation, the Philippines, through the AFP, remains a force and a voice of reason, exemplifying responsible and dignified behavior in resolving issues in accordance with international law. We shall continue to assert our rights in accordance with the Philippine Constitution and international law. The recent incidents involving no less than our AFP Chief of Staff is worrisome. Yes, but it is a proud demonstration of Filipino courage against coercion and our firm resolve to protect, preserve, and uphold our territorial integrity. I know that our soldiers and our troops espouse the same values and principles, and they remain undeterred by actions that stir tension. As the arm of government tasked with upholding national security, the AFP must continue to improve its readiness to effectively prevent and to respond to properly the current and emerging threats. To this end, this administration remains committed to supporting initiatives that will bolster our armed forces' external defense capabilities. I likewise enjoin the AFP to enhance existing alliances and partnerships with your foreign counterparts. Let us continue to explore so that we may forge new partnerships based on common goals, common values, and at the same time, advancing the national interest. So moreover, I extend my utmost recognition to these year's awardees for your unparalleled dedication, your courage, and the exemplary performance of your respective duties. It is my hope that you and the rest of the military force will continue to uphold the AFP core values of honesty, service, patriotism in every endeavor. As recommended by the Department of National Defense and the Armed Forces of the Philippines, we are also going to adequately reward the existing Medal of Valor awardees, the increase of their lifetime monthly gratuity for displaying bravery and heroism in defending our freedom. This will provide them with a tangible, this will provide our heroes with a tangible and meaningful reward, highlighting our commitment to support and to honor our war heroes. I look forward to more decades of the AFP's excellent and selfless service to the nation, especially now that we are transforming our country into Bagong Pilipinas that is rightfully due to our people. Once again, I give my snappiest salute to all the members of the AFP. I wish everyone a jubilant and meaningful 88th anniversary. Mabuhay ang sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas. Mabuhay ang lahing Pilipino. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Sampanaw!
Please be seated. A memento will be presented to the guest of honor and speaker, the President of the Republic of the Philippines. It will be presented by the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines. The memento is the Commander-in-Chief Saber, a symbolic sword of honor, replete with meaning. It represents the highest power and fortitude of the Commander-in-Chief and is caliber to lead the armed forces of the Philippines, to protect the people and the state, and be relevant enablers of national development. Thank you very much to His Excellency.
At this point, we shall now proceed with the pass in review.
Lukunan sa balikod ko. Cut! Asa. Proceed! Kalipunan sa balikod ko. Cut! Sa kanang balikat. Ho! Sa kanang balikat. Ha! Talupod! Unang talupod! Pasulong! Good!
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now ponder on this year's anniversary theme, AFP at 88, Rising Over the Challenges in Service to the Nation. Truly, the armed forces of the Philippines could always be counted on by the nation and its people. It has demonstrated its solemn vow and devotion to duty as protector of the people and the state, contributing its share in unity with the nation towards a peaceful, steadfast, resilient, and progressive Philippines.
Let us now witness the parade of the various contingents of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ang mga makabagong katipunero, makadiyos, makakalikasan, makatao, at makabansa.
Leading the parade contingent is Rear Admiral Mac Raul B. Racacho, Philippine Navy, with his staff, Colonels Vladimir B. Caluya, Derek Ablog, Jeric Doliente, Vincent Mauricio, Felimon Dumuran, and Captain Jonathan Salvilla.
Following is the AFP Composite Band under the baton of Major Peterson de Vera.
Talupad. Unang talupad. Pasulong. Kalipunan, pasulong.
The 1st Brigade is headed by Brigadier General Fernando G. Ventura, with his staff, Lieutenant Colonels Jefferson Guerra, Dindo Perez, Jocelyn Tioaken, Commanders Jordan Ruazol, and Raymond Retaga.
Following is a contingent from the Philippine Army represented by the Security and Escort Battalion under Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Mamuya. His staff, Lieutenant Colonel Wilbert Basquinas, Majors Fabian Rane Jr., Ron Michael Soriao, and Joel Calusing. The Army has been a beacon of hope and progress. It has contributed to strengthening Filipino institutions, communities, and individuals by advocating for personal governance and by rebuilding itself into an organization loved by the people.
Next, we have the contingents from the Philippine Navy, headed by Commander Ronaldo Soriano, with his staff, Lieutenant Commanders Ronnie Acevedo, Jero Edgar Ilustre, Herbert Palacio, and Noel Braga. The Philippine Navy is the protectors of the Philippine seas in the first line of defense to uphold the territorial integrity.
Following next, we have the Philippine Air Force led by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Carlo Porras. His staff, Majors Ramon Christopher Engay, Manilin Collado, Arvin Macalintal, and Elpidio Salinas. The Philippine Air Force is tagged as the Angel of Mercy and the Guardian of the Philippine skies, primarily tasked to secure our country's airspace as a forward defense shield.
Parading next are the contingents from the prestigious Philippine Military Academy, the Cadet Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, led by Cadet First Class Emmanuel Kibal with his staff, Cadet First Class Lanslo Reyeg, Robert Dave Incal, Andre Josh Romero, Roy Angelo Valmonte, and Ret Christian Rico Franca. Ladies and gentlemen, these young male and female cadets are the future leaders of the armed forces of the Philippines from the different regions of the archipelago. They are trained and guided by the tradition of excellence, espousing the values of courage, integrity, and loyalty.
The audience is requested to rise for the passing of the national colors. Thank you. Please be seated. Following is the AFP massed colors consist of the major service commands, unified commands, and the AFP-wide service support units.
The 2nd Brigade is under the command of Brigadier General Gulliver L. Señeres with his staff, Lieutenant Colonels Emmanuel Adriano, Florio Bultaque Jr., Carmelito Aquino Jr., John Paul Hakla, and Commander Ray Habonete.
1st Battalion comprised of the cadets from the Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, led by Neil Archie Hamchawan. His staff, James Peter Di Maiwat, John Walt Alam, Dave John Hamosa, Mark Benjoliban, and Jude Ryan Garcia. PMMA, the pioneer institution in Philippine maritime education.
Following next are the Special Operations Forces of the Philippine Army led by Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Macatual with his staff, Majors Rex Larita, Artemio Sombrio Jr., and Captains Christian Pescacio and Bongino Estrada. These units, the 1st Scout Ranger Regiment and the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, specialize in unconventional warfare.
This time we have the Special Operations Forces of the Philippine Navy headed by Commander Samson Servando, his staff, Major Romel Robles, Lieutenant Commanders Juan Tarosa and Marlon Andalio, and Major J. Jubilan. The contingent is comprised of the Naval Special Operations Command, Force Reconnaissance Group, and the Marine Battalion Landing Team, capable of conducting maritime special operations, counterterrorism, and other special operations.
Next is the 710th Special Operations Wing of the Philippine Air Force, led by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph A. Domingo, with his staff Major Mark Anthony Cuevas, Captains Edzar Belier, Gilbert Maramag, and Frederick Malacat Jr. The 710 conducts special operations for defense of the Air Force bases and installations and perform other contingency operations.
We now have the motorized contingent, which showcases the assets being used in the internal security operations, territorial defense operations, and the anti-terrorism. Before us as the ASCOD 2 Sabra light tanks, a testament to international collaboration and unwavering resolve. This is not merely a machine, it's a symbol of strength, mobility, and unwavering firepower, ready to defend our nation's values on any battlefield.
Ascod 2 Sabre-Light tank boasts a versatile seven-wheeled chassis that conquers any terrains. Its rugged armor meeting the stringent NATO Stanag 4569 Level 4 ballistic protection standards shields its crew from even the most potent threats. Yet, Ascod 2 Sabre tank is more than just a brute force. With its command post vehicle, ASCO 2 Sabra light tank state-of-the-art surveillance and communication system provide unparalleled situational awareness.
And now, turning our attention to a different facet of our armored might, let's welcome the armored mortar carrier with its 120 millimeter mounted mortar system, a mobile artillery bastion. The armored mortar carrier with its 120 millimeter mounted mortar system offers a potent combination of mobility, protection, and precision artillery power.
The latest in the inventory of the Army's artillery assets is the Soltam Atmos 155 millimeter self-propelled howitzer, which will boast indirect fire support capabilities.
Next, we have the Marine V-300 fight support vehicle of the Marine Reconnaissance Battalion's light armored vehicle with Cockrell 90 millimeter gun.
The Spider Philippines Air Defense System is the Philippine Air Force's air and defense system, which will protect vital installations and key assets of the country. This is the central control unit of the air and missile defense. It is part of the Air Force Integrated Air Defense alongside the Philippine Air Force Air and Defense System and fighter aircraft for a layered air defense operations.
Following is the rigid hull inflatable boat with two machine guns being used by the Naval Special Operations Command. This watercraft is highly utilized as platform to insert, extract, and provide fire support to operating SEAL teams of the Philippine Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen a segment of your armed forces of the Philippines pass before you. These soldiers represent every airman, sailor, the marine, and the foot soldier out there in the field, defending our country from all those who wish to destroy the peace, take away our freedom, and stunt our country's development. Once again, a big hand for the armed forces of the Philippines. At this point, the troop commander, Rear Admiral Raul Mac B. Racacho, Philippine Navy, will report for the termination of this afternoon's ceremony.
Mahal na Pangulo, tapos na po ang parangal. Harap sa kanan. Tap. Pasulong. Tad.
Mga kababayan, dito po nagtatapos ang ating pagdiriwang ng ika-88 taong anibersaryo ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas. We would like to thank once again our President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., for gracing the anniversary celebration. And of course, we would also like to thank you all, both those who are attending on-site and online, for joining us on the celebration of our 88th founding anniversary of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Samantala, mangyaring manatili po sa inyong mga kinalalagyan hanggang makalabas po ng bulwagang ito ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas.